All right. Are we live? I had a little technical trouble there because I haven't streamed in a while. I had to figure out my stream key and all the new updates. But yeah, it looks like we're live right now. What's up, everybody? What's up? Let's see who is in the chat. And after saying hi, we'll get right into it. We're gonna go over some charting today, Bitcoin and Ethereum, overall market sentiment. We're gonna look at Wise Lending and show you that product, and then we'll do some Q&A while I do some DMX in the background. So if you don't know what DMX is, that's okay. All right, we popped out the chat right here, and it looks like we're good. So I think I have one viewer so far. So we got to start somewhere. That's good, and we're gonna get right into it. I'm sure a lot of people, it's just a bad time zone for them too, and they can of course watch it when we're done here. So first of all, let's get into Wise Lending, and then we'll go over some charting. So Wise Lending is a product like Aave. It's a crypto bank, a crypto lend borrow protocol. And as you can see here, you can connect up your wallet like I've done and then supply and start earning this APY. Right now, the APY is really good. You're looking at 8 to 10% base APY, and then an additional 10% from airdrop farming as well. These are farming Satoshi points on the Athena protocol. So what's happening is you are depositing stablecoins or Ethereum into a pool, and from that pool, people are borrowing it out to do certain things. Now, our protocol is very capital efficient. We actually have integrated yield farming protocols to give a constant demand. So whenever there's APY that's lower, then people are going to borrow it up using our integrated strategies. Long story short, you put your money in the protocol, you're going to be earning almost 20% APY in stablecoins, more than 5% on your Ethereum, and it's all market dependent. Right now, the market's really, really good. And over time, I've never seen it less than 8% total APY. So really, really good stuff. So this is Wise Lending. This is my protocol. Our dev team and our community, we've been working on this since 2020. And now it is finally done. So we have hundreds of thousands of dollars, almost $500,000 worth of security audits that we did with Code Arena, Hats Finance, Omniscia, and we have an active bug bounty with multiple different companies. So this is a solid protocol. It's a very safe protocol to use as well. Your money that you deposit is protected by Chainlink oracles. You don't have to participate in borrowing, which could result in a liquidation if you borrow too much. The price of Ethereum goes down, for instance. You don't have to participate in our power farms either. You can just simply put money in the protocol and get best-in-class APY. Lastly, before we get into the markets, I want to show you we actually have a referral program as well. So this protocol, this entire protocol is basically community owned. It's up for grabs for the community to own this, because all of the revenue is owned by me. We created it without VCs. We created it without, having anybody that owns the equity, for the sole purpose of giving it back to the community. So it can be a truly fair protocol, just like our token was. We have, Wise token, we launched in 2020, super duper fair launch, massive liquidity was raised. We have a $200+ million liquidity pool on Uniswap. Good stuff. Same idea for Wise Lending. We want to give back, and we want to make it the most efficient protocol in the space. So this is on the Arbitrum chain, by the way. We're also on Ethereum, but we don't have a lot of deposits there. But you can actually pass out your link, which anybody can get a link. You just connect a wallet, and you'll see that your referral link is here. And you can start passing out your link. And now if people deposit on Wise Lending, they're going to be earning fees from the borrowers. And some of those fees go to the protocol, which are then passed on to you as the referrer. So this is actually really the perfect protocol to build sustainable revenue, because who doesn't want a crypto bank account that's earning almost 20% APY? Of course, everybody wants that. And everybody, in DeFi has some type of loose crypto somewhere, probably sitting in a wallet. Why not put it in a platform like Wise Lending, where it's not locked and you're earning best in class APY? So that's my platform. that is what I am promoting. And now let's go over and head on to the markets. All right, so here's the Bitcoin market, and this is the one that I trade and follow mostly. I do trade Ethereum too, but I haven't lately because with the Ethereum ETF approval, I'm not really sure how that's going to affect it. You know, it could go up or it could be a sell the news type of event. I want it to stabilize a little bit more and you know, show its hand a little bit more before trading it. And I trust Bitcoin a little bit more because of the Bitcoin dominance right now. And, you know, just the fact that Bitcoin is usually a little bit more predictable and does cleaner moves that I can scalp. So my indicators right here, I'm using an indicator called Trader's Reality. And this is where I learned a good portion of my trading experience. And what I'm paying attention to specifically are vector candles, which are these bright green candles, also the blue candles, which is like not quite as volatile as the green one, and then the red ones, and then the pink ones, which are not quite as volatile as the red ones. And so what the vector candles symbolize, what they're showing is high volume. So this was a super high volume 1 hour candle. And what I'm doing specifically is you'll notice that once a vector candle is created, it is usually recovered, meaning that, you know, it'll go back to that price, and usually sooner versus later. So I'm actually bullish on the market right now. I've been bullish on the market for a while. Because when this market started going up, it started only recovering 50% of the vector candles. We're back here, and you know, for the past several months until it really took off, it was recovering all of the vector candles. So when it only retraces a little bit and then goes up like this, and it keeps on doing that for a long time, that tells me that the market is extremely bullish. That there's a lot of people getting involved in this market, really high volume, and you know, pretty bullish sentiment. So I'm actually in a long right now, and I am in a long until I want to get out at between 70,000 and 70,800. That's where I think would be a great time to take profit. I'm currently $5,900 profitable, which is down a little bit. I set these orders last night, and some of them got filled a little bit before I went to bed and then went up. But then it went down past my entry point, but I already had more buy orders placed that filled. And so filled up some more buy orders, then went up. At the top here, I was $14,000 profitable. And if I wasn't messing around with my stream, then I probably would have taken at least 50% profits right here for hitting the daily open. That would be a major target right here. But I'm not going to close it here, even though I'm still profitable, because I do believe that, you know, seeing these vector candles above the 50 EMA, which is this purple cloud with a blue line in it, that's a strong indication of strength. And this vector candle on the 1 hour needed to be recovered anyway. So I am just seeing this as a normal retrace, and then I do expect we will go higher. But if my idea doesn't work out and it gets violated and it starts to come back down again, I can sustain it all the way to the $65,400 region, which would be somewhere around the 100 EMA right here. And then if it violates that, then we got to rethink our whole strategy here and think about taking a loss at that point. But for right now, I'm sticking with it. And Ethereum, like I said, I'm holding some Ethereum, but I'm not trading it with leverage because I don't really expect it to be predictable with all the ETF stuff coming out. So that's my market outlook. So I gave you my market outlook. I gave you intro to Wise Lending. And so now I'm going to open it up for Q&A, and I'm going to be playing DMX as well. Now, if you've never seen DMX before, never heard of it, I mean, you probably haven't, unless you're one of the fans that is playing DMX and joining just to watch that. But there's only about 200 people playing this game now, but it is super cool. It's a very under the radar game. It's been out for a while. It's kind of dead, but it's still incredibly fun, and it's still working. And I'll show you how that works. So let me actually find my YouTube chat to see if I have any people. All right, we got Altcoin Inspector in here. says Peter, wise guy I know. What's up, man? And it says, how much leverage am I long? So currently I am 6.68x long, but this is also would be 5 to 10x. It would be actually 10x based off my off my entry points. But since it's gone up, since I'm in profits, the leverage has gone down because I've got some unrealized profits on that. So currently 6.6x. I prefer, like, my style as a trader is to use as little leverage as possible. I want to use 2x, 5x, 10x. I sometimes use 25x, but if I use 25x, then like you got to watch the charts a lot more carefully. Make sure you don't get liquidated, and be quick on the trigger finger to capture your profits and, you know, cut your losses before they get too small. You know, it's really easy to get liquidated on 25x. So that's why I like sticking with the lower ones, because I personally I don't like using a lot of stop losses. I would rather use much lower leverage and then defend my position, because I'm in an overall bullish market. So if I'm wrong and we do go down from here, I would rather not take the loss. I would rather defend my position, which will be easy to do since I'm lower leverage. I can defend it all the way down to like $40,000, and be just fine. And then just wait until it goes back up. So, you know, that's where I'm at as a trader. It may very well be that that I would make more money if I just cut my losses and got in another trade, like a short, for instance, once my idea became violated. But that's not where I'm at right now. And psychologically, it feels better to have wins, and I've got like a 95% win rate because I'm doing that. So it might waste a little bit more time. I'm still feeling out, you know, where I am as a trader. I've been trading for 4 years. I've only been consistently profitable for the past year. So it's taken, you know, 3 years of tinkering around and consuming a lot of content and getting my system down to be able to get to where I am. If you want to become a profitable trader, which by the way is like in the top, you know, very small percentile, what I would definitely recommend, like what kind of flipped the tables for me, or flipped, you know, turned the corner for me, was that I actually started journaling every single one of my trades, taking it very seriously, and having a system that I stick to. Because you will have a much higher chance of success if you can take emotions completely out of trades and just stick to a system. Yeah, because emotional trading is just gambling. It's a great way to lose all your money that you ever were able to make. All right. So I got the chat open, and I'm sure that you know, there's not going to be very many questions because there's not very many people watching now. But as we grow, this will be a time for people to ask questions about anything, and I'm, you know, really happy to answer, whether it's about DeFi, whether it's about Wise Lending, or even about DMX. So let me get into this game, because I've been playing this game for many months now. I love it, and as you can see, I got rank 1 on this daily quest right here. I actually got the bonus, which is only a 10% chance bonus, so I'm going to be able to get a legendary weapon. And I'm one of the best players in the game. There's only about 200 players, but you know, I still am one of the best. I really love it, and I wish there was more people playing. So I want to raise awareness for this. This is definitely not one of these Web3 games that you could make a lot of money on. No, it's nothing like that. It's not a play to earn, really. I mean, it does cost money to buy the NFTs. There is a market for that, but I wouldn't count on any of that. I just play it for fun. I definitely am at a big loss from where I bought the NFTs. I don't expect them to go up to where I bought them at. But this game is a lot of fun, and I'm a big gamer, so like that means a lot coming for me. So yeah, I got number 1 on a lot of these daily quests. So basically, this game, it's about doing more damage. Very simple idea. All right, I got rank 22 on the daily quest. So you can actually play free to play. And one cool thing about this is there's a draft that anybody can play. and it's a level playing field. So every single day you're just working with cards that aren't your cards. They're just draft cards. And so you're competing on a level playing field, and it's a lot of fun. So let me show you actually how it works though. So there's daily quests. You can see there's 21 hours left on these. So there's always 3 daily quests. There would be 24 hours, but you know, I'm a couple hours late to this one. That's okay. I'm sure we can catch up. There's a weekly quest, which currently there's 68 more hours on. So like 3 more days left on that one. And then there's hourly quests that go off every 4 hours. I only play this game once per day. Back when I started, you know, you can get a little bit of an edge and earn more materials by playing every single quest that you possibly can. But this is one of the cool things about the game too, because I'm super busy. I'm a very busy person. So I can still enjoy, you know, play the game at a super competitive level, but only play like 20 minutes a day. And I do that every single daily. So there's the daily quests, the weekly quest. There's a boss quest, which gives a lot more loot. And you can see 21 hours left on that one. But let's actually find a daily quest that can be a good example. So every single quest has nine squares. So these are what all the maps are. And what's different about the maps is the path between the squares. You can see the little arrows, and then the buffs. So you can see there's 7 different elements. There's, you know, blade here, magic buff here, blade here × 2, magic buff +4. And what I'm looking for is chains. That means, you know, the arrows are going from here to here. This would be a 2 chain, for a blade, but it doesn't go to here. It's actually going into this square, which I realize you can't see my cursor, so you can't see. So I'll actually just set it up so that you guys can see it. And I hope we do get some of the DMX actual community in here as well, because I think they'll definitely enjoy it. So you can see the green arrow right now. So this is a 2 chain. If I put something here, you can see that it's only a 2 chain because it doesn't go to the middle square. It's actually the middle square that's feeding into that top middle square. So that's it. You can have as much as a 4 chain, and those are much more powerful. And the idea is to try to increase my DPS. So right now I have you know, both these squares are buffed, so you can see there's a lot of extra power that gets put in for buffed squares. And so this 2 chain blade is doing a lot because it's buffed. So 66,000 damage total, as you can see. And it starts off with 7,000 damage. Like you can see all the math right here. So it's based off my power levels of my hero, and then, you know, also taking into account the buff on the squares. And then it's all about finding chains because the damage in the chains stack. So let me actually see if there was any questions at this point before I finish this board. Okay, no more questions. That's fine. Just gonna play my game here. So what I'm looking for, so I'm using a Ronin here or a Samurai, and so to further buff this Samurai, I actually need some Ronins. So I'm gonna go ahead and filter out by Ronins, and I'm going to see which ones are available. So I can actually put a Ronin here, and these are perks in the right hand corner. This is the perk. So you see, this is my blade team. I'm only using blade on this board. To activate the perk, you have to have at least one thing buffed on the hero. So you can see the fire is buffed on this hero. That's why the perk is activated. So activate that perk. See a perk here. I'm gonna activate that perk. I'm gonna go here and activate that perk. Interesting. Actually, I'm going to move this perk over here. So I'm actually, you can see the little pattern on these Ronins. You actually can place them in 3 places on the board. They don't activate unless you get them in that particular space. So is there another fire I can use for the top? There isn't. So that's fine. I only need 4 total activated perks, and I already have 3. And here. right? We're going to do this. And then there's green perks and blue perks. And so you want kind of a balanced number of each one because they multiply against each other. So I've got 1, 2, 3 blue, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's good. I would want like a blue one for this other. So now what I want to do is I want to focus on my commanders. So my commanders actually increase the amount of damage if they are commanding those squares. So actually, I do want to use this commander here in the middle because it is commanding square 1 and square 2, so it buffs it significantly. You see, I'm already up to 7 million damage. And I still have 4 activated Ronin right here, so I'm maxing out the damage on my Samurai. So actually see if there's any fire perks here. There is. And so this is great. It actually hits 1 of the 2 in chain. So that's cool. And then I have a blank space here, so I can find a commander there. And I don't even care what kind of perk buff it has because there's no buff on that square. So I want one that is buffing squares 1 and 2. I'm not sure if I have that. Here's one that buffs square 1. I don't know if I have one that buffs square 1 and 2. I think I don't. So that's unfortunate. It's always hard to find a perfect commander for a 2 buff. Now, I also want to make sure that a supercharge would not be better since it's only buffing 1 square. Let me just check. We're at 21 million. Now we're at 22 million. So in this case, because I didn't have the perfect commander, the this supercharge that's buffing every single square is actually better here. And let me just check my balance of blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, my balance is perfect. I think this is my most optimized board now at 22 million. You can see global DPS is 69 million. So I'm doing a good chunk of global DPS. And I'm currently number 9th. I'll probably climb up there pretty quick. We'll see. Okay, Marked Sausage is on number 1. I know he's probably using a fire team. So, interesting. So Fire Team only has a 2 chain. No, it has a 3 chain as well. So a 3 chain from square 6 to 5 to 8 and 6 to 5 to 4. So Fire might still beat me on this board since I only have a 2 chain. Fire's got a 3 chain. That's fine. We'll see. Now on to the next one. What do we got here? Okay, we have another. We actually have a 3 chain possible with our blade. And then I have a blade team, a nuke team, and then a tech team. And so blade looks like the only option for me right here. It's interesting, but it's a 3 chain here too. Let's see if I have enough to still be able to do it. All right, so I can do that. See if I have enough Ronins. Okay, second. Let's see if I have enough Ronins. Got a blue, green here, blue here. What can we put here? That. And blue. And then what can we put here? Might as well do that. And then let me actually try to find a commander. I think I have a commander that hits that linked node. Yeah, I do, right here. So it actually hits the linked node and buffs one of the 2 correct squares. Let me actually find another commander for that blank space. And I think I have one that hits the 2 buff squares perfectly. I do, right here. 32 million. And then let's just check. Let's just check and make sure that it wouldn't be better to put this guy in the middle. 3226. Nope, it isn't. It's better to have this guy. So not the best DPS. I wish I had something a little bit better with a blade in chain for this 3 chain. But we're still getting to 32 million and the global DPS is just under 80 million. So we're doing a big chunk of that. We will probably win this board based off of that information. Now we have here. Oh my goodness. Wow. Another blade board. Interesting. So I could also use tech here, but there's a tech -2. And I would have to have a linked node for that guy. Interesting. This really isn't a good board for me. Let me actually see what kind of stuff I have for that linked node. I do have this. Oh, I do have this commander, but it doesn't hit correctly. Fair enough. Let's see. I do have this. Huh. Let me actually find something for the middle there. Why don't I have anything good for them? Okay, I do have a supercharge. That hits. Where's all my tech stuff? Oh, they're on the weekly. Okay, so I'm gonna steal this on the weekly. Use it for the daily. And then let's just see what type of boons I have. What hits stuff correctly. This would be nice if it hits, but it doesn't. This does hit. That's just about it for what I want to use. I'm going to use this just for the in-chain DPS. And this is not going to be a good board for me, but, you know, it's the best we can do. Let's find something that's here. Okay. Something here. It's actually, okay, here's a enhance. Okay. Support. How many support do we have? 1, 2. I think that's good. We can tweak it later. That's going to be it. Yeah, definitely not going to win this board, but that's how that goes. Now I want to show you guys the draft. And this is cool because you don't need to have sweet endgame teams like I do to do the draft. So to compete on like the dailies and the weekly, you do. I mean, you can always do it with sidekicks, which are like the free heroes that you get just for connecting your wallet. But this one, it's a level playing field, which I really like about draft. So first thing we got to do is identify the board and see what type of chains are good. And so I say, okay, there's a 2-chain nuke from 6 to 9, and also from 6 to 5 to 4, and then to 1. So there's actually a 4-chain here. That's nuke. Is there anything better? It looks like there is, on the last 2 squares, there's magic. So nuke or magic seems to be good. Yeah, that seems to be it. So nuke or magic. Now looking what's available, I've got a tech, got neither nuke nor magic, and then I have a ice, which, you know, there's not even a 2-chain for ice. So none of these are going to be useful at all, unfortunately. And what do we have up first? Commander. So I am torn between nuke and magic right here. We'll have to see what comes up on the first card. Let's see if it can inform our decision. Okay, so here's a nuke perk that actually would hit on slot 2 and buff our slot 1, which is in chain, which is very good. So yeah, so we're going nuke for sure. So we're going to confirm that. Now here's our first DPS. Ooh, there's a nuke DPS, but it's not on the correct place. So I have 10 rerolls, and so there's a commander. There's pretty high chance that I can hit one of these squares between the middle one, square 5 and square 6, with this commander, because commanders hit 3 spots, so 1/3 of the board. So a nuke commander, the chances of it hitting square 5 or square 6 is pretty high. I want to save a lot of rerolls for that. I still do have this phantom and this corrupted, which could possibly hit nuke. So I am going to take this nuke, even though it's not in chain and even though it's a common buff, because it does hit square 9. And I can't afford to waste rerolls. Okay, interesting. So on our very first one, we did get nuke, but it didn't hit the buff spots in chain. I would really like to hit the buff spots to activate the rare perk. So I'm gonna reroll. I'll use all my rerolls if I have to. No nuke. Let's find that nuke. Nope. 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 Oh my gosh. There we go. Here's another. Yeah, perfect. Okay, this one hits the middle spots. And oh my god, this is so perfect because it also hits other 2 spots in chain. Like it'd be more perfect if it hits slot 6, but this is about as good as you can ask for right now. So I'm not wasting rerolls on a green, which is a 4-star. I do notice that this, if I put this in slot 3, it will actually activate a buff for nuke. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one. Is there any other one? So also, if I took this one, it buffs 2 spots in my chain. But do I have anything else for that? Interesting. I think I'm still going to go with this one just because I would like more buffs. Ooh, interesting. Well, these are supercharged. I would love a supercharge for slot 7 or slot 8 because they're blank spaces. Or one of my non-in-chain. Well, so slot 2 is accounted for with this commander right here. And then slot 3 is accounted for, although I could get something better, but is accounted for with this commander right here. This is all in chain, so I want damage in these slots. I want nuke in these slots. So I want to actually reroll. Interesting. Ooh. Okay, so here is a. So I could take this one for the buff and then put it on slot 1 where I don't get the supercharged. Or I could take this one where it does buff, but it buffs the wrong elements, fire. But it does supercharge. So I have a 4 chain, so supercharge is going to be very valuable. Or I could reroll. I actually want to save my reroll to hopefully get the best damage I can possibly get on slot 6 for nuke. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is perfect. So I have a double nuke. It's not the right perk, but it doesn't matter because it hits the right slot, and that's way more important. I would love to have this as well for this rare nuke perk, but what's much more important is my #1 slot in chain being fully DPS. So I'm going to get that. I have 4 rerolls here. I can probably should probably save it for the corrupted and try to hit a good corrupted on slot 1 or slot 4. So I don't want to waste anything here. I could do this. I mean, this is kind of trash, but I could put it in slot 4. It does activate the magic, which is not going to do anything for me, but it does have a nuke buff in chain. And it's hitting the correct slot on the Phantom, so 2.4x multiplier. So I think that's my best bet there. Ooh, I want to take this one right here because it's a supercharge that I could put in a blank spot. Now, this spot 8 is actually an endpoint for the 3 chain from 2 different points. And I've got massive buffs on slot 9. So actually, I might end up not using this supercharge if I get a good nuke corrupted for slot 8. So it's unfortunate. I would rather have a supercharge for slot 7, but I've got 4 rerolls. I want to use all of them on the corrupted, so I'll just take this just in case. And what do we have here? So we do have a nuke buff, but I can't activate this except in square 3. Square 3 is already called for, so let's keep on re-rolling. We really want to fill out our slot 4 and then maybe a better slot 1 with a good nuke perk would be great. Ooh, interesting. No, that's not going to help me. Let's roll again. That's not going to help me. And okay, interesting. We did get this buff. in slot 7 with a nuke on it. I only have one more reroll. I think I'm actually going to take this. It's not, it's probably not the best, but okay, so now let's go with what we know. We know this is definitely going here. We know this is definitely going here. And we know this is definitely going here. So we're already super, super buffed. So let's put this here. Let's put this here. And what else we got? Nuke buffs. Yeah, this nuke. Wow, we are buffing slot 7 so much, or slot 8 so much. It's crazy. Let's put this here. And let's put this here. And we have nothing but here. This is like, we could put anything here. Yeah. So 140,000, not bad. Let's actually see if we put the corrupted here. 129,000. Okay, so that's better. What if we put this here? Yeah, no. I think this is pretty well optimized. And I have a... I think this is good. So it didn't work out as good as it could, but still pretty good. And you can see I've got 140,000 total. I think this will put me in the top 20. If I'm lucky, it'll put me in the top 10. But we can go ahead and see tomorrow what we got. Okay, so what really killed me is if you look at the top, nuclear buffs. I'm only at a 6.6x multiplier, so I don't have a lot of nuke buffs. And unfortunately, my 2 rare ones, they're both support. So that kind of hurt me. So I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to get, 300K to probably even 1 million if they're lucky total damage. But I still might be in the top 10, probably definitely in the top 20. So anyways, that's going to wrap it up for the stream. Let me go ahead and check out the Q&A right now. Which president do you think will be better off for the bull run? Oh wow, Derek, bringing politics into things. So first of all, I'm not super into politics. I feel like the American people. I'm assuming you're talking about U.S. politics, right? I feel like it's a uniparty, and that no matter who gets chosen, it's kind of still run by people who lobby for the government and big businesses, and I think there's other people pulling the strings, and that whoever we get, it's not going to be that big of a difference. I do think that Trump is probably better for crypto than Biden. I know Biden just fell out, so I don't know. I've yet to hear whatever Kamala Harris's views on crypto are, but I also think that she's probably more in the same camp of Biden, and probably not going to do a whole lot for us that's good. Trump has already talked about creating a strategic reserve in Bitcoin. I mean, like, that's crazy bullish. And so, yeah, I definitely think Trump would be better for crypto president. I'm personally, I'm a RFK Jr. fan. I think that RFK Jr. is the overall best pick from what I've seen of anybody running. I think he is very smart. Is very he knows what he's doing. He's a Kennedy, for crying out loud. He has spent a lot of his life kind of proving his character with everything he's done, like for the Houston River, and I think his heart is in the right place, and I think he's somebody that can't be bought by the establishment, which I think was proven by the fact that the Democrats wouldn't even let him have a platform in their supposedly, democratic process. It's not really a democratic process if you don't give everybody a fair shot, right? But anyways, damn you for bringing politics into this. I don't really want to talk about politics. I want to talk about, DeFi and DMX. Those are my interests. Those are things that I love. And I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this stream, but I think we're going to do it again tomorrow as well. So if you thought the game was cool, definitely check it out. I'll be doing that like at the end of every stream in the Q&A portion. And if you liked Wise Lending, definitely check it out on Arbitrum. And if you want more of my insights as far as my as far as my trades go, my market outlooks, feel free to comment and let me know on those things as well, and I'd be happy to provide some more information there. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and comment on the video, and make sure you're subscribed. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.